So once again, Mr. Cox isn't here.
Isn't it 3 strikes? We give your phone number over the show.
I think, yeah, for a good time, maybe.
For a good time.
Call.
Presented by Memphis Shades, the clear choice for custom windshields and fairings for your motorcycle. And Wild Ass Seats, stay in the saddle longer and in total comfort no matter your butt or budget.
Ask for Tiny Cox. Hello, do you have Tiny Cox there?
Yes, I was expecting a little bit more than 2 or 3 inches.
Wrong phone. Who this?
You got it on a big day. Yeah. New phone. Who this?
I'm going to start answering like that every time. New phone. Who this?
Hey everybody, welcome back to 5 Dirty Bikers Podcast, the podcast where a public park isn't complete without a Bosnian seesaw.
Oh shit! Are we doing the Urban Dictionary tonight?
Well, sounds like it.
He said Bosnian seesaw, and I don't know what it is. So apparently somebody's going to tell us.
I think we read that on this show before, though.
Did we? Okay.
One of the rare occurrences of Urban Dictionary within the last year involved the Bosnian seesaw.
Okay. Well, people are going to have to go back and find that. It then.
You have to explain it to us. What
I don't remember
is a Bosnian seesaw?
I think we need to leave this one up to the listeners, Dave.
Do you?
Come back and tell us what episode the Bosnian seesaw was talked about on. Somebody's going to remember because
what do they get if they get it right? They get a Bosnian seesaw?
I'm not going to make that guarantee because
I have no idea what it is. So
it could be like the pterodactyl, the alligator.
Brittany, you're in charge of giveaways next month.
Not happening. They're not at my house anyway. So.
Well, you know one thing: it goes up and it comes back down.
Good Lord.
Wow. So, topic on the wheel is we're going to talk a little bit about the aftermarket, our favorites, what we use, what's our favorite right now, who we recommend.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great idea.
Because in time, our bikes go through changes.
Maybe you should tell people what an aftermarket is. We could have listeners that don't know what the aftermarket is.
If they don't know what an aftermarket is, they should stop riding motorcycles right now. Sell their motorcycle, buy a scooter.
Our demographic is broad, dude. Right? This could be somebody brand new, just bought their bike, and they're like, "The hell's an aftermarket?"
Okay, so the aftermarket is the market after the market.
That is not a definition. That's like the opposite of definition.
Brittany,
I would be surprised if people don't know, but it's basically like buying third-party parts. So it's something that you're getting that's not stock from Harley. I don't think Harley,
Honda, but Harley makes a lot of additional stuff to put on your bike. So
I don't. That's the one thing I don't.
Considered aftermarket?
I don't know if that does. Like, I think if you buy parts through the original vendor, I don't know if it's considered aftermarket. But if you buy it through like a different vendor, like Drag Specialties, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on all the websites.
Memphis Shades,
Cycle Gear, those places. That's all. But a lot of stuff
that you buy from your dealer, the dealer orders through Drag Specialties.
Yeah, so if it's coming from a vendor that's not the original manufacturer, then it's considered aftermarket.
So outside of the manufacturer that makes your said motorcycle, that would be considered aftermarket.
Gotcha.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right.
Great episode, guys.
There you go. It's defined. Move on.
Okay. Well, who wants to go first? Who wants to list their favorite aftermarket part?
Jesus.
You guys brought this up earlier today, and I have no idea.
Well, Brittany, I would say this. If you can't think of your favorite, what would you say this is the part that made the most difference for you on your motorcycle that you were like, that's what I needed to truly make it more comfortable, more rideable, more
Sounding better, performing better.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, that helped. So that I'm not going to answer your question directly because I changed from forward controls to mid controls.
Yeah.
That wasn't really, that was all bought through Harley Davidson. It was genuine Harley Davidson parts. So it doesn't really answer your question. But I do have a favorite exhaust manufacturer, and I forgot about that until just now.
Oh, there you go.
So that's a good one.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of Cobra exhaust. I freaking love their exhaust. I just think they have a fantastic sound, and we haven't had any quality control or any quality issues with it. Actually, I did have a flaw in one of the covers when I bought my exhaust, and we notified them, and they just sent me a replacement. It was no big deal. So they've got good customer service, great parts, great sound.
Yeah.
Is that now? Are they? Are you talking about slip-ons or full exhaust system?
Either or. So actually, all of our bikes have Cobra.
I was going to ask what your Sportster had. I can't remember.
It's got Cobra slip-ons.
Okay.
Because the Sportster, I wasn't planning to change a lot. I think you guys already knew that.
Yeah.
But you know how it is. Like, exhaust is one of those things that it can help the performance of your bike if you change that. So we got slip-on for the Sportster, full exhaust system for the Sport Glide. And Jared has, I think he has slip-on Cobra exhaust, and then he got different header pipes. I don't remember what his headers are.
Okay. Brittany's a Cobra fan.
So there you go. I love Cobra. Love their exhaust.
Cobra Kai. Kick that exhaust.
Trying to think of other stuff. You guys have a
Sweep
favorite?
the leg.
Sweep the leg.
So, like, other than, I know the topic is kind of favorite aftermarket, but other than favorite parts, do you have favorite brands like that for just anything? Lights. Lights is probably a really good one. You guys have all done your lights.
No, I
Yeah.
haven't. Just the turn signals, yeah, if you consider those lights. As far as the main headlight, no, I still have the stock Daymaker on, which is actually, after I adjusted it, a lot better than I thought it was. But
You know,
the market's limited to my bike on headlights. So.
yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of, Softails don't always have as much options.
We put one of those moonlights on Volta's lowrider, but I thought my stock light on the Road Glide was really good. Mine's 2021 Road Glide. I didn't realize how not so good it was until I swapped that out this last summer for a custom Dynamics headlight.
Yeah, it does.
And holy
The
shit, did
aftermarket
that make a
headlights are
difference.
way better.
Yeah,
Yep. They're good shit.
big difference. Ryan, what about you? You've done a lot to your bike. Dustin, you've done a lot to your bike.
I've done everything. So I would say
He
in
molested
terms
the
of-
whole bike.
Yeah. I've
You
molested the
have
whole
changed
bike.
a lot.
Yeah,
Have you revealed some of the stuff you're doing this?
I haven't revealed
winter?
what I'm doing this year, but I can reveal one of my favorite companies that falls into that range. But so right now, one of my favorite companies I would say that has made the biggest difference in my riding long distance has been Advan Black. I added my Razor Tour Pack and my King Tour Pack through them, and those things probably made the biggest difference in me in traveling. I mean, I used a Rec Rack bag before, and while it was very practical and worked really well, I never had a problem functionally with it. I know Dave did.
Bullshit.
I didn't. I had a different design than Dave did, but I never had a problem functionally with mine. I was never a huge fan of the aesthetics of what that looked like on my bike, even though you took it off when you were traveling. I never really was a super big fan of the sissy bar kind of, rack on the back that you put something on. I've always liked the color matched parts a lot better. So when I got a hard case Razor pack and then the King Tour pack, I just like the aesthetics of that a lot better. For sure. I know
Rick
Moon's
doesn't
MC
get any styling points on their any of their
No,
stuff.
they
I mean, that's
don't.
not what they're
No.
about.
They have some good stuff though. They're the things that I used on the inside of my bags to get rid of those crazy handles that Harley has.
dude.
Those are awesome.
I love those things.
Yeah, so they do have some good parts that are worth the money. But I've done the lights. I have two different companies for lights. Zero makes a pretty good package. And they have followed in suit with some of the other Custom Dynamics and some of the other companies that make the multi-flash and all the fun stuff. I actually got my entire light package on the back of my bike prior to Zero having any of that. So my lights in the back are fairly, they don't flash and do any fancy things like some of the other ones do, but I really liked the design that Zero had at the time. And it was super clean for my bike. So it got rid of the big bar and some of the other functionality that was back there, the license plate that laid flat against the fender and kind of matched the curve of the fender.
But your lighting's not mixed, is it?
It is actually. I have Zero on the back, and right now I have Moons on the front, and so I do have mixed lighting. And the reason why you can't really tell a difference is obviously all my lights in the front are Moons, right? And so all the whites match, that kind of stuff. So it's a I think that when you're looking at kind of what companies you like and support and that kind of stuff, the other one that I've always really liked, and it has mixed reviews for some people because functionally they don't like them, is I love Odin's gloves. I run the Odin gloves almost exclusively. I have 4 or 5 pair. I have gauntlets. I have 3 or 4 other pairs, and this year I'm going a completely different way with my Odins. So I got a pair of ropers this year. And I'm super excited about wearing those. So
ropers, is it like cowboy gloves?
I mean,
Cowgirl?
they have a styling that's reminiscent of that. They just
does it got a small cuff? Does it have a small cuff on it?
No, it has a bigger cuff on it, but it's just got elastic on the cuff instead of the Velcro around it. Okay. So it'll go over your shirt a little bit more, but they're still a shorter style glove. And they're brown. I've been traditionally a black person, a black glove person for forever, and I'm actually going to switch to brown boots and brown gloves this year. So
really,
I'm just switching it up completely. So
are you changing the color on your nose as well to go with that?
Maybe I don't know yet. Maybe I'm going to change the visor on my helmet. I'm doing a little bit, just doing a couple of different things. But
I went to the brown boots this year. I like them.
I love brown boots.
Just throwing out some different styling things. I'm just going to try something a little bit different.
Yeah, we brought this topic up. We brought this topic up. I wasn't even thinking gear.
Yeah, me
dude.
either.
Yeah. Gear is a huge part of it, right? I mean, huge part of the aftermarket flavor for stuff that we run and use and like. So First Manufacturing, man, their vests. If you're a vest person, can't beat them.
I got one.
Can't beat them. They're absolutely amazing. I love them.
So what
I
are the
have
parts?
looked at those. I would love to get a vest.
You got Advan Black lighting. What? Because you've done a lot. I mean,
I've done Original Garage. I love Original Garage stuff. I have all their footboards and passenger boards. Lucky Dave's. I have their handlebars, ODI grips. I mean, I've got a lot of really good companies that I really like on my bike. So
let's ask the question this way: if you're going to do something on your bike, I know it's kind of a little general, but what's the 1 or 2 companies that just pop immediately into your head? You want to go see if they've got something that they offer.
Right now I'm looking at a couple more things from Original Garage. I know that I want to change a couple things. I want to get some protection for my back bags. I've never had anything like that, and Dave got some really cool ones for his bike, and I found some from Original Garage that are a little bit different than what he has, and so I think I'll probably go with Original Garage. Their bars are also very substantial. If you've ever seen them, they're thick, and definitely if your bike tips over, they'll save your bags and stuff. That'd be one of the first company I'd go to right now. if I thought obviously Advan Black for any type of paint matched body stuff, because I have their front fender, I have their lowers, I have a King Tour Pack and a Razor Tour Pack, all from Advan Black. I'm on my bike right now.
You know, it's cool. You mentioned OG. When I was in Montreal, and actually I think when I was in Toronto as well, they had OG displays in the Harley dealerships.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Original
parts.
Garage makes some really, really solid parts, especially if you're in that, I hate to even use these words, but performance bagger realm. I mean, obviously they make parts for Softails and things like that, but their stuff is all CNC machined, and it's, you know, they make them in all the cool guy colors, and, you know, they have them in chrome and in black, and then all the cool guy colors. So I think they have gold and blue and purple and pink and orange, and, you know, all anodized colors that are really nice, and their stuff is good. Really, I mean, I have their brake pedal and their shifter on my bike. Really like their stuff a lot.
Yeah. You know, my, like you, I think, you know, one of my favorite things I've got on my bike is the foot controls. And I mean, I'm all in on Joker Machine.
Okay.
Anytime I need to put a part on that, I'll check with them to see if they make something, but everything I've got on my bike when it comes to foot control is, Joker Machine. Yeah, I love those floorboards. I got the highway pegs. I even put the mini serrated boards like I had on my Fat Bob for passenger pegs on the bike.
Nice.
But they make super, super, super solid stuff.
Yeah.
Great company.
I'm gonna go through my bike from front to back, and just because sometimes you don't know how much you've done to your bike until you actually look.
All right.
Yeah,
Yes.
you forget.
Yeah, so let's see. I got Memphis Shades, KSD Customs for the bars. I got Harley Get It Grips, Custom Dynamics front and back turn signals. I've got Kuryakin points cover and mini floorboards, which I absolutely love those. They're one of my favorite modifications I've done. Vance & Hines pipes, Arlen Ness intake. I got the LaPera seat. Jesus, what else? I think I got a Harley coil cover, and then the Wild Ass is it's a easy on and off accessory. But
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's about it. There's probably something I'm forgetting.
Yeah,
I forgot who makes the riser extensions I put on.
We don't have enough time for me to go through everything
Oh,
I've done on
yeah.
my bike.
I have
But,
riser extensions too.
I will say, you know, the thing that always surprises me, and this happened a lot at Sturgis. I mean, it just happened a lot when Ron and I were out there. I'm surprised at the number of people who come up to me and they don't ask about what I consider some of the really cool stuff that I've modded on the bike. They ask me what windshield I'm running. And it's, you know, obviously you guys know it's the Memphis Shades, but I guess it's different enough from what people see, you know, on other road glides, that it really stands out. But I've been very happy. I put that on after I got the bike and haven't even been interested in seeing if there's anything that's better. It's been a super, super mod to the bike.
I think good stuff.
Yeah. Well, we all had the Road Warriors at one point,
Yeah.
right?
Still
All of
do.
us.
Yep. And the what do you call them?
Handguards.
The hand guards too. Those have been a
so
lifesaver.
I put them back on. You know, we
Yeah.
talked about the handguards like a month ago, or whatever, and I mentioned I took them off in the summer because I just, you know, wanted a different look. But I've been riding a lot this winter, so those handguards went back on real quick.
I'm gonna say because Ryan brought up gear. I love speed and strength stuff.
I've heard good things about it. I've never
That's
used
cycle
it.
gear stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't
I think
they
it's
carry a
their
lot of
brand.
that? My motorcycle pants that I bought several years ago, actually to go out to the
I'm actually not really sure. I think they're
place
based from a
Illinois.
Canadian company. Yeah, I mean, I've run a couple pairs of boots, a couple riding shirts, a riding jacket, but I've been happy with all their stuff. It's been durable. It hasn't ripped. Thank God I haven't had to road test it. But good quality.
So, you know, it's interesting because none of us, what none of us are saying is that we go to Amazon for the aftermarket.
I have bought a Speed and
Except for
Strength riding
some
shirt
stuff.
from Amazon, but it was Speed and Strength.
Yeah, but he means like
Yeah.
non-branded parts, shall we say?
Right.
Hell,
Knockoffs.
now that I'm thinking, I forgot parts that I put on my bike. I did, not from Amazon, but
But
Yeah,
it's
there's more.
interesting though that Dave says that because I do know that the boots that I like because Dustin wears Speed and Strength boots. I wear Indy Ridge boots, and you can actually buy the boots that I wear on Amazon, but they come directly from Indy Ridge's distributor.
yeah, same with mine.
So
Well,
yeah,
let's talk about that for a second, since we're on the topic of gear, and since you brought that up, do you guys buy gear like jackets and boots and gloves and stuff over the internet?
yeah,
Yeah, well, okay, hold
I
on.
will, yep.
I like your question, Dave. But especially when it comes to female riders, it's very hard to find that stuff in
Local.
stores unless you're buying like Harley Davidson. But even then, you know what I mean? You can have a hard time finding it. So it's a little bit different for like a female or maybe even smaller guys, I imagine.
it's
Brittany,
where
do you
live.
have-
It's regional too because I'm an hour and 15 minutes from the closest cycle gear.
Yeah. Yeah. So you pretty much like, so I will say, yes, I buy stuff online. Even if we're talking like non-motorcycle gear, I always check to see what the return policies are. You know what I mean? Like I hate buying clothing or jackets, shoes, that kind of shit online. I would much rather try it on in the store and make sure it fits. And so if I'm going to do it online, I try not to have to pay extra shipping to like return shit if it doesn't fit.
Yeah.
I've used the opportunity at different FTBM events and different events that I've gone to if I see somebody wearing something that I think is cool, I might even walk up to him and be like, "Hey, where did you get that?
You start touching them?
For sure.
What brand? Yeah, start putting my hands on them. Can I feel your
Hey, mister.
breastises? You know, just the because we here, kind of like other places, I don't have any cycle gear at all. There's not a cycle gear in the state that we live in. I don't think there's even one in South Dakota. And the only other thing is a Harley, and the nearest Harley dealership is 90 miles away. So for me, I actually do rely a lot on Instagram and social media and things like that and then I use my resources after that. I reach out I know, Volts kind of always has his ear to the ground, and he always seems to know about, different companies and brands and, their reputations. And he's done a lot of research, and he always is a good resource for a deep dive on something. And so I've reached out to him from time to time. Hey, what do you know about this brand? And he'll either give me a recommendation, or he'll send me some knowledge or some place or a link that here, check this out, read this, look at this person's review, watch this video, whatever. I use YouTube. I've been doing a deep dive for one of my upcoming mods on my motorcycle. And I need to add something onto one of those upcoming mods. And I've been doing a deep dive on YouTube again for the first time in a really long time.
Yeah,
I've been doing a deep dive and watching
talking
motorcycle
about things
content.
like boots is a good example, right? Do you roll
Yeah.
the dice on boots?
Dude, I even just put out a video today on boots, Dave, and kind of gave my thoughts on the Indy Ridge boots that I wear, and I've got 35,000 miles on 2 pairs of Indy Ridge boots, and I put it all out there, good, bad, and ugly. So, what I did was much like what Brittany said, was I looked at their return policy because the first initial pair of boots that I got were way too big. And I kind of followed their sizing guide and chart and everything. I sent them back. They sent me a new pair, no problem. And I've been running with it from there, because that is a difficult one, because boots run weird in sizes.
Yeah,
and
especially if you have a wide foot.
Yeah, if you have a wide, I actually mentioned that in my video, because I don't have a wide foot, so I can't speak to wide sizes, right? But I can wear anywhere from a 10.5 to an 11.5, depending on the brand
Bullshit.
of shoe. Absolutely, dude.
That's
My
bullshit,
yeah.
dude. You got tiny feet.
But yeah, my boots are 10.5, dude. 10
You're
and a
a
half.
huge dude. I mean, I wear like an 11.
Fucking Christ.
That's just ridiculous. I will say one of the things that I've done.
serious.
I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but buying any because I don't have a lot of luck with things like boots and clothing and stuff.
No,
Right.
it's super tough
Invariably-
buying it online.
Invariably, I'm going to get something. I get it. I don't like it, but you guys know about the what do they call it? Try before you buy program that Amazon has.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so that I've been using that a lot in the last couple of years, and we especially after they opened an Amazon Fresh around the corner from the house because you can just drop your returns there for stuff that goes back. No muss, no
Damn.
fuss, and you can pick up sushi while you're there. So it's like a double win.
Damn.
Wow.
It's a double win
An Amazon drop off and sushi takeout?
and sushi right there
Jesus.
in the Amazon Prime. It's
Stinky
incredible.
fish and return socks, all in the same.
But that's a really good program if you're shopping for gear and a couple of you have said, I mean, you're out, you don't have an option of going and trying stuff on. I do it a lot, but I'll order 2 different sizes.
Oh, and just,
Right.
Yeah, that
And
makes
then
sense.
Yeah, I
Comes
mean-
in, and then I
Yep.
just go to Amazon Prime, scan my QR code, give them the shit. You don't even have to box it up. You just
Man.
take it to them and give it to them. They scan your QR code. You go over there, get sushi or a piece of pizza if you're not a sushi person. Because
Okay.
I'll eat sushi pizza. Fuck it. Give me both.
you can get
pizza. That's the
you can
thing, huh?
you can get pepperoni sticks or
Do they
dry-
put
or
pineapple
rotten
on your
fish.
sushi pizza?
Put what on there?
I'll try it. No, I will not put apple on my pizza. Fuck those people. They're wrong.
But that's a really good program, and they don't charge they don't charge you
Pineapple,
hard,
whatever.
right? You keep what you want to keep, return what you don't, and then they charge you.
Keep what you kill.
So it's a good program if you're trying to figure out what size. Gloves are another thing. I
For
have
everybody
no
waiting
luck
for
with.
Amazon escorts.
Oh my word.
I keep that one, and you got to go.
Try before you buy.
I'd like a refund, please.
So, Brittany, are there any articles of? Good Lord, you two! Just about shot out of Dave's nose.
Oh my
I
god.
thought
Are there
about it. Well,
any-
you said it.
You said it. Are there any articles of gear that you have purchased online that have worked out for you, or are you strictly like, I'm not going to do it? I always have to see them and touch them in person.
No, I mean,
Amazon
like I said,
escorts.
it's hard to find stuff in a store. So, like Dustin said, I mean, now that I'm in Kentucky, there's a Cycle Gear in Louisville, but that's still like an hour and a half drive. And then they don't carry that much. Like a lot of places don't carry a lot of female stuff. So I have to do a lot of like order it and hope it fits and go from there.
I do know that there's a few, like, I don't want to call them influencers, but for lack of a better term, that would be what it is. There's a few female motorcycle influencers out there that have female specific clothing. And I don't know if you've heard of Atwild.
I'll look that one up. I don't think I've heard of that one. I've
should
seen
look at-
some stuff for like jeans and whatnot,
Yeah.
and I haven't bit the bullet on any of it because it's spendy enough that I just cannot
Yeah.
bring myself to drop $300 on a pair of pants.
Right. And I do know that they make some stuff for that are women specific. It's designed by women, made by women, and so and then I think Axel,
Yeah, I've seen her.
she has some women, female specific stuff. So I do know, like I said, that there are some out there that are trying to really, put clothing and brands and things out that are just really female specific, and
Yeah, a lot of times I feel like gloves are kind of tricky. I don't know if it's just my hands or what the deal is, but it seems like all the female gloves, the fingers are made too short. So it's like you figure out whatever and you're like, oh, cool, this fits, nicely everywhere except for like, your first two fingers, and then your finger gets really sore when you're constantly gripping the handles and
Are
stuff.
you saying you don't have dainty fingers?
I guess not. Here's my hand. I don't know.
Put up a dollar bill beside it.
I don't have a dollar bill.
I do think that makes a
But-
difference, right? Because you can have like palm size versus finger size, and that does make a
Yeah,
huge
it's
difference.
like I must have longer fingers than the standard glove bullshit. So I run into the problem where it's almost like so I buy a lot of men's gloves. And that gives me better length on the fingers, but they're oftentimes not like skinny enough. Like men have fatter fingers apparently. So
The other problem with gloves is not manufacturers don't use or brands don't always use the same manufacturers, right? They'll use one on one particular style of glove and a different one on another, and a large is not a large.
yeah,
That's
you have
that's
to
the problem I
always
have with gloves. But I like Ryan, I like Odin, but even Odin's not real consistent.
Yeah, I've had a little bit of inconsistency, but I will say this. One of the things I've liked about Odin gloves is that one of the problems I had early on with gloves is where the stitching was on the fingers.
Yeah.
And there was a few brands that had the stitching, it went the wrong way on the finger. And they were just inherently uncomfortable, just incredibly uncomfortable. It didn't matter how great the gloves were. The stitching on the fingers was in a weird
Dude,
spot.
when
and
you've
I
got
hate it.
Yeah.
stitching rubbing back and forth across the tip, it is not
Oh
good.
my god.
Not
It
good
is
at all.
Not good at all.
Oh,
Let me
man.
tell you.
Really not.
Don't go commando.
That's right.
Zipper.
Right. I mean,
I
there's,
can't think of anything specific like gear wise that I've ordered online and you know what I mean, kept. I've tried so one of the things that I was hoping to do, it hasn't worked out the best, but I would love to be able to wear like in the summer to throw shorts on and have moto pants that you can just like throw on over your shorts.
Oh, fuck no. We've seen your shorts.
Anyways, so that's something that I was trying to do, and so I do have a few pairs of they're made more for like dirt biking, but they actually have good abrasion resistance that would be equal to like some of your road riding pants.
Brittany, you should check out Tobacco
So-
Motowear. I know their
Yeah.
stuff very
I
expensive.
think I have heard
Dave's
of
really
that
cool too. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
you should check out Tobacco Motowear because I think that they have some stuff for women, and it would be right kind of what you're talking about. High abrasion resistance would go right over those biker shorts that you like to call shorts. And
I have regular shorts also
Yeah,
that I
no,
wear.
but I mean, I'm just saying, like,
shorts.
if that's what we're choosing to wear, it would be an easy transition from biker short to these Tobacco Motowear pants. But
well, and it's like one of those things where there's times where I feel like you go, like it's nice out, you want to take the bike, but then you're gonna stay somewhere and sightsee or whatever.
Well,
And
make
it's
sure you
like I
bring your-
had this
your
idea
credit
that it'd
card.
be nice to change, you know what I mean, to just pull your moto pants off and be able to
Make
wear
sure you
like
bring
comfy
your
summer
credit
gear.
card to FDBM 24 because we have one
Do
of our
people not bring their credit cards with them on
well,
trips?
you need to bring two because one of our vendors. They're not, I don't think they make motorcycle pants, but they make amazing clothes, and I think isn't it, Ryan? Don't they cater? I mean, it's women.
Side Hustle
designing.
has a good line of women's
Yeah,
clothes.
yeah. It'll be Side Hustle.
Yeah. And they'll be there every day that we will be. They'll be there all the way through Sturgis, but they'll be there every day
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
It's good that the aftermarket is catching up with the women demographic because it just seems like the motor company isn't. I know that's just money talking.
Well, we're talking gear,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
gear.
clothing.
Clothing.
I mean, gear, clothing. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, I mean Harley has like they do have some good stuff,
right.
but
They've gotten. I would say this. They've gotten better in the last couple of years, making sure that not everything that they put out for women is pink and bedazzled, right? So up until the last 2 or 3 years, everything that they had for women was either pink or bedazzled, and you know, I don't know. I personally don't know any women that want to wear that shit on a bike or riding in general or off a bike, right?
yeah, I buy
And
a lot of
so-
the men's t-shirts.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I totally get it. No, like I feel it for you because I think that's becomes a difficult thing because it's about numbers, like Dustin said, and there was two. It was too far apart, right? They didn't have enough younger crowd that were consumers buying it. The people that were still buying the women's clothes were still wearing bedazzled pink shit. So
Yeah, they have some
they've
good
gotten
jackets.
a little better now.
I mean,
Their jackets are nice.
I've looked at their like riding jackets several times. I'm like, you guys know me. I like to have matching shit. So I was looking for a while there at the anniversary shit because that maroon is close to the same color as my bike.
And
Oh
here-
yeah. They have that leather. I'm surprised you didn't get that leather jacket, Brittany, because it
I
was
have a leather
not.
jacket, and I
It was not
don't
too
like it as much.
Oh, okay. It was not too far removed from your color.
Well,
This is the only problem, and I hope that Harley does this. I hope they dial it back on the just billboard branding, because some of their stuff I really like, but I don't want Harley Davidson across my chest on everything I own. You know
like
what I
the
mean?
coats.
Like a small logo or something like that. On
I
some
think
of their
I counted,
shirts.
Ryan, on a jacket at work, and there were 7 different pieces of branding on it. 7.
Yes, I know.
That's
It's
a lot.
ridiculous.
It's funny you mentioned that because anytime I'm looking at jackets at Harley or whatever, the first thing I always do is look at the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it have a huge Harley Davidson
Giant skull on it, or yeah.
See, I like the giant skulls. Look behind me. I have 3 Harley signs behind me. I like some of the branding because it's one of those things you like. Jared and I have talked before how we never thought we'd be that person that buys, like 20 Harley shirts and wants it to say Harley Davidson. But it's like one of those things where you just feel so cool owning one and being able to talk about it that sometimes you just want to advertise it to everyone.
So is that why you put the pegging sign conveniently right in the middle?
Yeah, right there. Exactly.
Well,
Advertising.
Let's get back on track. Let's stop talking about clothes
Okay.
and get back to aftermarket parts. Let's just
Okay.
go around the table. Who are your 2 favorite aftermarket part brands and why?
See, that's such a hard question though, because there's too
You
many.
don't feel obligated to answer if you don't have one.
I'll go.
All right.
I'm going to say Memphis Shades and Kuryakin.
Why?
Memphis Shades because their customer service, the relationship that not only I've built with them, but this show has, and their stuff works. I like it. I've had a Road Warrior on my bike for 4 years. It's kept my ass out of getting in a lot of trouble in some thunderstorms, so I can vouch for them there. Kuryakin, it's just a fit and finish thing. Those mini boards I got, I love them because they got the rubber inserts that dampen the vibration from the motorcycle. So for the long trips, they're fantastic. And they were the first company to message me if I needed anything for my bike when I almost, got run over by that truck. I'll never forget that.
There you go.
Yep.
That's good. All right, Brittany.
That's my story.
Non-clothes parts.
I don't know, man. That's so tough. I mean, like I said, for the exhaust, I always tend to go to Cobra. I just really love the sound of their motor or their pipes. But for other parts, I don't know that I have anything specific.
Let's say you just bought a bike. What's the first thing you're going to mod? First 2 things you're going to mod on the bike?
I usually do the handlebars right away, but I don't have necessarily a specific brand. Right now I have Dean Speed handlebars on, and I really like them. But I bought them more for I bought them for quality and production quality and everything, but also for the look of them. I don't know. I do tend to buy a lot of Harley parts. And I think part of it is because there's a lot of aesthetic type parts, like cool cover or accent pieces or that kind of shit. I think for me, that you're going to get quality when you buy it, and then you also know that you're not going to have any fit issues or anything.
Right.
It's made just
fits
for
good.
your bike. Not that other brands are fine, but
Unless they forget to thread those things that the bolts go in.
Yeah, that can be a problem.
All right, Ryan, 2 and only
Just
2.
two. Okay. If I'm gonna do just 2 right now, I would say, man, I can't do 2. I got to do 3, Dave. For me, I'm gonna say Memphis Shades, Avant Black, and Original Garage. And so Memphis Shades, obviously, I've been running their Road Warrior fairings since. I use Harley's wind splitter windshield for about half of a season, and then I got a Road Warrior, and there's been a Road Warrior on my bike since then. So it was black for almost a whole season. Then I had it paint matched to my bike, and I've had it ever since. I know Kenny has a Road King, and he runs a Road Warrior too on his. I think aesthetically it fits the bike. And they like Dustin said, they just work. I have had their hand guards custom painted and on my bike at the same time, and I had their hand guards. Actually, I had their hand guards and a Memphis Shades fairing on my Sportster too. So I've been running their parts for 7 years, probably, or no, yeah, about 7 years. So Memphis Shades, Avant Black, obviously, because I think that company made the biggest difference in traveling for me, and aesthetics too. I mean, like a little bit of wind protection, a little bit of wind protection with the hard lowers, aesthetics with the wrapped fender I have of theirs, and then obviously travel with the King Tour Pack and the Razor Tour Pack. And then Original Garage, just because their hard parts are awesome. Just like Dave said, the parts he likes. I have all their foot controls on my bike. I'm likely going to get some sort of bag bar or something on the back side of my bike this year, and they make an all-in-one kit kind of thing that's really, really fucking cool that I like a lot. So I'm probably going to put that on at some point. But yeah, so I have 3. I can't do 2, Dave. Sorry.
All right, fair enough. For me, again, Joker Machine, absolutely 100% my go-to. Get a new bike tomorrow, and in fact, even with the Road Glide, the first thing that I did was put Joker Machine foot controls over every part that I could on the bike. I think the quality is above reproach. They make really good stuff. I think, isn't there stuff made in the USA? I know for some people that matters.
I think so, Dave, because I bought a air cleaner cover.
Yeah.
When I had my Sportster for it, I think they're made in the U.S.
Yeah. I also have like a shift linkage on that, but that's absolutely 100% go-to brand. And then, we were talking about lighting before, Custom Dynamics.
Yep.
And it's funny because I love Joker Machine stuff because it looks nasty, it feels nasty, it performs nasty. I love Custom Dynamics.
Amazon Escorts, everybody.
There you go. Mm-hmm. I love Custom Dynamics because I think everything that they do, they have an elegant solution for. Their design, the consistency in their light temperature over all of their stuff. They don't do faddish looking, like big plasticky stuff like some of the other lighting manufacturers. So, and then I'll give a shout out to Centauro Fabworks.
I want to go out on record because I know this is a point of contention for some people, and I know it's a point of contention for some small businesses, but I'm just going to say this is how I feel. I believe in relationship building with companies when you're, if you're doing stuff for your motorcycle. I believe that good parts are good parts, and where they're built and manufactured it really is not that much of an issue to me. Because I think about how I consume outside of motorcycling, and I don't really take that into consideration. Like, I have a very specific type of TV that I like. It's obviously not manufactured in the United States. I have,
what TVs are anymore. They're
right.
They're not Zeniths anymore.
Right. But what I'm saying though is that I don't take that into consideration when I consume outside of motorcycling. Mm-hmm. And so I've really stopped taking it into consideration inside of motorcycling. And people might hate me and they might have words for me about that. And that's okay. Because I say this, I like what I like. I ride and run, but I also support those. I endorse those companies that are like that. And so, if you're all about just 100% American, absolutely, I say that's good on you, right? But I'll use Original Garage. I mean, they're manufacturing their parts in Canada, but I can tell you what, they're a hell of a lot closer, and them and Odin, right? They're a hell of a lot closer to me than a lot of other shit is in this country.
Yeah,
You're Canadian anyway.
You get next day shipping.
Exactly. Like you guys have to do
that.
import tax. I get shit from Odin the next day.
I mentioned that not to joke about it, but I mean, because some people it is very important, but I think for a lot of people that understand we're in a global market that's going to remain global.
Right.
For some of us, it's not the end all be all.
And I'm not trying to disparage anybody that is just, I want to do 100% American. I have an American-made bike, right? I'm not disparaging that. I'm saying for me, I'm not like that. I don't consume like that in my life. And so I have to take that into consideration with my motorcycle and do what I'm comfortable with and what I like and what I run and what works for me.
Yeah. So, the one, we haven't heard anything yet from the one who spends more money than all of us combined on aftermarket parts, and that would be No Internet Tony. So he can't participate. So why don't we answer this question for him?
Okay.
What's Tony's favorite brand of aftermarket parts?
Bug
He
slide.
likes bug slide.
He makes the
Original
microfibers,
Garage.
right?
What microfiber companies are there out there? That one.
He buys Amazon microfiber towels.
He
One
does.
and done.
He does.
One and done.
He loves
him
him some bug slide. That's not a bad one, Dustin.
No,
That's a
because
good
there's
one.
so
That was
much of
really
it on
funny.
his bike. It's pretty much a part.
Right. It's true. It's true. It's true.
There's a
What
big
the-
old
what's
thick ass layer of that bug slide on that.
What's that company? And he's actually referred them to me a couple of times on when I was looking for parts for the Fat Bob. That company he uses, where he gets like all of his brightly colored
I thought
shift
that was
linkage
Original
things,
Garage.
and
He's got a lot of Original Garage stuff on his. His
but
bars and risers
not
are
OG.
Original Garage.
It's a different. It's not OG. It's a different company.
I don't know. That's who I thought
I
he
don't
was
know.
buying from.
Get internet, Tony, and answer the question.
And he went with a different company for his fairing and bags too.
Villain to hero.
Oh yeah, villain to hero. There you go for his FXRT fairing and bags. Okay. Let me quantify because people are going to try to correct me. He has an FXRT fairing. He has FXRP bags. P is for the police. The bags are actually from a police bike. They're not from a police bike, but they're designed after the FXR
Styled.
police styling.
Those
Yes.
top loaders, right?
They
Yeah.
open sideways, but they are
Yeah.
top loaders.
Yeah.
Yes, Dave. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. But yeah, I had to correct that because there is a very distinct styling difference, and you have to get that correct. So
Good point. I'm interested in hearing Tony's feedback on that fairing and those bags after we do FDBM 24.
Yeah, I can't
from
remember
like
when did
riding
he
it for
install
length
that.
of time. Yeah.
Does
Was it at
anybody
the
know
end of the
what's
season?
what's the longest trip that he did it? I think over the winter. What's the longest trip that Tony's ever done? Do we know?
I think
Indiana.
500 miles is the most under. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Under 500 miles is the most Tony's ridden in one day.
Yeah, because we've done a few days where it's like 200, I think, like out and back, maybe. So round trip, sorry.
Yeah,
round
but
trip
I'm
200.
talking about trips like touring.
Yeah, he
Under-
doesn't
it's
tour.
under
That's
500,
why.
yeah.
That's why I
Right.
said day trips.
Yeah, Brittany's right. And he didn't ride out to Hogs and Frogs, and he didn't ride
no,
out
he didn't.
to
He
Dustin's.
drove. Yeah.
He didn't ride out to Uranus either.
He didn't ride
We
out to
asked him
Uranus,
to go
and
to
he didn't ride out to
Alabama with us,
FDBM
and
19.
I ended up taking him off the group chat because he never communicated at all in it.
Dustin, are you riding with him out to FDBM? Is he
No,
coming?
Tony's riding with me. Get it straight.
Well, somebody's
I'm
gotta ride
riding.
with
Well,
you 'cause
yeah,
you
I'm
get
riding, dude.
plastic all over your fucking bike whenever you
Oh, my word.
whenever you ride.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to dodge the bug slide if I ride behind him. It's like that drip.
I'm going to say this: if plans hold true, Dave, we'll be riding in deep to South Dakota because Dustin is Sean coming with you.
No, I have talked to Sean. He has said something about meeting us along the way because he's almost an hour northwest.
Okay.
So there could be a chance where we say, "Hey, we're leaving now."
Okay.
Hit 55 or wherever which way
Right.
we're going, and
So it could be
We'll hook
Sean
up.
and his buddy, Dustin. And are you coming alone? Well, you'll have Tony.
no, I got a guy from the Hog chapter coming too.
All right. So that guy from the Hod
is
chat.
Jay going to come with Tony?
I know Jay is riding there, or at least that was the last time we talked to him. That's his plan, but I don't know if they're leaving same time.
They're
No, my
not.
buddy,
They'll
my
be
buddy
there earlier
Roger's
in the
going
week.
too.
Okay. Is he going with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know that Bob and I will be riding together because Nick and his wife are going early, and Kenny and his fiance are going a different day. So Bob and I plan on leaving Grand Forks or leaving this area about 4, and we're gonna breakneck it down to Sioux Falls so that Dustin and his crew can leave out from Sioux Falls about 8 a.m. And we're gonna meet those guys, and it's possible that Greg from the Iron Horse might ride out to Sioux Falls and ride back in with us all.
Oh, I don't like you guys that much. I
You-
wouldn't do that.
I mean, fuck you, Dave.
That's a whole lot of hours riding flat and straight. Sorry, dude.
One thing I was thinking about, Brittany, was going back to parts and stuff. There's a lot of instances where we're at mercy of the motor company for parts because you can't get anything from OG
Yeah.
or Advan Black, for all those cool guy parts. They have nothing available for us. Because I'd love to have
Yeah.
that Razor Tour Pack on the back of my bike, but they don't
I know
make it for our bike.
that's one thing that aggravates me about Softails. So, and I know the Sport Glide was, in a sense, it was like a one-off, right? They only did it for a couple years, so there's not as many aftermarket. But at the same time, I wish that there would be more options for Softails because I feel like there's still plenty of people that buy Softails.
Well, there's still
Advan-
options for Softails, just not ours.
Advan Black is making tour pack options for Softails now, Dustin. So you should
Some
check
of them.
into it.
Some of them.
Okay, I haven't looked specifically for your bike, but they are making options for.
You can.
I made my own for the Fat Bob out of Harley parts when I mounted
Yes.
that GV.
Oh yeah, and there's another company. There's another company out there. If I find it, Dustin, I'll send it to you. There's another company that makes a couple of tour packs. The newest thing in the tour pack game is this. I don't remember what it's called, but Bob sent it to me. Hogworks is making it, and there's a couple other companies. It basically takes your tour pack and it moves the whole thing forward, so that if you're running a solo seat, the back of your tour pack
Right.
becomes a backrest
Right.
for you.
Yeah.
So your tour pack isn't hanging off the back; it's a little bit more centered on the back of your bike, the center. And I've seen once you look at it and you're like, "There's something weird about it," and then you realize what it is. You're like, "That's kind of fucking cool."
Yeah.
So. Hogworks, I know, makes one of those, and Bob is very seriously considering doing that to his bike. And I got to
Okay,
give a
Ryan.
shout out to Bob because that dude is doing a fucking killer. His bike is going to look so good, you guys.
That's cool. Okay, I am looking at Advance page now.
Okay.
Looks like they do have some options for tour packs. So there's the new ST fairing, which I'm not going to buy, and then they got a Rushmore King Tour Pack pad, which I don't know. I guess it's for the same exact tour pack, but they also have the Rushmore Chop Tour Pack and the pad and that fairing. That looks to be it.
Okay.
But at least there's something now.
But Dustin, you guys could do what I did on my Fat Bob, right? I mean, I leveraged the hold fast system, and I just took a flat sport rack for that's made to put a bag on, and then I made my case. I mounted my case to that.
Okay. I mean, I could probably
You know.
get something from Harley because I get my
You
employee
do a
discount.
Pelican
but-
case easily enough.
You could do a Pelican case.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, one thing to keep in mind too, Dustin, is it's a little bit trickier for us, but there are parts that still fit our bike, like the lowrider. A lot of those parts will still fit a Sport Glide, and so you have to do a little bit more research. But a lot of that stuff's still interchangeable.
And actually, Harley makes. I'm looking at it, looking things here. Harley actually makes a hold fast for a soft tail.
Yeah, I have
I'm not
that.
sure which one. No, but I mean to intentionally to mount a tour pack on.
Yeah, I don't have that specifically, but I've seen where they have some of those. They have racks, I think, I want to say, where it's not a tour pack, but it's like a rack where you could at least modify
but
it.
what I'm saying is they make one. I'm looking at it right now for mounting a tour pack on a Softail hold fast. So you don't have to jury rig it like I did mine.
Betty Dustin.
That's not an aftermarket part, right? That's a first market part. It's made by Harley.
First market.
Yeah. Let us know what your favorite aftermarket companies are and parts.
Well, while we're waiting on that, I got a question for you guys because we were talking about Made in America earlier. Ryan said he rides a bike made in America. Is it though?
It's assembled in America.
It's assembled in America.
Well, this is kind of how I look at it. Like, is a shoelace a shoe because all the parts are made overseas, but they don't become a motorcycle until they all come together? So, is a shoelace a shoe?
It depends.
Yeah.
So like,
We know they're assembled here.
this is probably
that's like
too.
is a string bikini swimsuit.
This is probably too in
Semantics.
depth.
Semantics.
But I know a little bit about this because in like the HVAC industry, there are some purchasers that, like Air Force bases, that have to have Buy American parts. So honestly, Dustin, like it depends on how they, like what the qualifications are. If you want a motorcycle to be 100% American,
Buy an old one.
then technically it's got to, technically it would have to be everything made in America. But most stuff I don't think is.
Yeah.
Or you have to special request it. It's cheaper to make parts overseas.
Yep.
Well, in a lot of cases, they just can't be manufactured in the U.S. because we don't have the capability.
I've got a question because I think Dustin and I actually can attest or can answer this. Okay, so we have a question from Big Deal though, and he says, with a newborn and a 2-year-old at home, I was hoping you all had some suggestions for balancing family time and ride time.
Get rid of the family. Somebody
Dustin, how do you balance your family
Oh
time and
my
ride
God.
time?
My family gets the priority no matter what, but you just work it out. I mean, we don't have an abundance of sitters, so we just have it to where, if the wife wants to go out and do something with a friend or her sister or something like that, go. If I want to go do something on a different day or another weekend, go. It's just a mutual thing.
Right.
But
This is what I say to Big Deal though. This is what I've found is balance in everything. You need to be intentional with your time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the most important thing, in my opinion. So if you're going to spend time with the wife and kids or partner or whatever you have, or if it's just your kids, you need to be intentional. So don't say you're going to spend time with your kids and then sit down and watch TV and watch your kids play, because that's not intentionally spent time.
Yeah.
You need to spend your time with your children doing things that they want to do, taking them outside, taking them on walks, playing with them, playing games with them. So be intentional. When you spend time with your partner, be intentional with that time. And then do the same thing with your motorcycle. Be intentional with that time. And if you do that, you will find a balance between all of those things. That is my biggest piece of advice, is you have to be intentional, because I do that even with my friends on the podcast. I'm intentional with this time so that when I'm on the podcast, I'm not doing something else. I'm with my friends and I'm doing the podcast, or, whatever else have you. So that's what I say.
That's good advice. Here's my advice. If you're not intentional and you don't strike the balance, then be careful before your wife knocks the shit out of you and gives you a black eye.
That happens too.
I don't have kids, so I got
Brittany,
no
you better
answer
put your
for you.
put your mark on that question.
You've got Jared though. right? Jared seems like a demanding person. How do you balance that?
He can be sometimes. I mean, yeah, I don't have kids, obviously. I do have dogs, so I guess you could maybe throw them in the bucket, but
No.
I'm with
The
Ryan.
ASPCA will come after your ass if you throw the dogs in the bucket.
Well, I'm kind of with Ryan on this one. I think you do have to work on being intentional about how you split up your time. I would have a similar approach to him if I had kids. I would make sure that I'm spending quality time with them and not, getting carried away in one aspect of life.
Yeah, they're only young once.
Yep.
Randy Moto Rider. He says, in each rider's opinion, what is the best ride to have? Is it a loop out and back? Is it a place to go one day in your local area? Or is it the grand multi-day adventure?
I think we've had a question like this before, because I remember saying, it depends, because every type of ride, I think, has its place.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's
They're all equally
it's
great.
based on the constraints and the shit you're dealing with, right? Like I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm going up to Pittsburgh, spend 2 nights with the grandkids, come home. I'm excited about that trip. I'm also really excited about the 2.5 week long trip that I'm going to leave on 1st of April to go halfway across the country. But they're not exclusive, right? And it's all based on like availability and time and anything else.
I say the grand multi-day adventure. That's just me. I get way more satisfaction out of that than I do a 2-hour ride on my bike. That's just.
Yeah, I didn't get the full effect of that because I haven't been on anything over like 500 miles one way. But that trip to Anamosa, it was like it kept me wanting more, go further, do more. But I definitely see the appeal because I had fun.
Yeah, once you get the bug, dude.
Yeah, riding all day and then, setting up camp somewhere, eating steaks at 11 p.m. at night and having some crazy fucking drunk dude tell you to crush his hand. I mean, that's one for the grandkids.
That's right, for sure.
Yeah. But, the problem is you can't do that every weekend.
No, absolutely
so
not.
You got to find your enjoyment, right?
But that's what makes it so much more appealing is it's like Christmas. You get to go on a ride like that. It doesn't happen every weekend, so you're not like taking it for granted.
I'm having a Ryan problem. Be back.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Oh, he was serious. He's got to take a piss.
Oh,
a ride problem.
Yeah.
small
problem.
Small bladder.
That's what it is.
Well, while we wait for Dave, we didn't talk a whole lot about like seats and suspension, and I don't know that I have a favorite brand, but I did do those 2 mods to my bike. So I have Legend suspension, which has been phenomenal, and then I have, oh my god, I'm blanking, LaPera seat. Custom.
Oh yeah,
LaPera
you and
seat.
Dustin both have LaPera seats,
Yeah.
Dave has a LaPera too.
and he has Legend suspension. Weird.
Did he get Legends or did he go a different route?
Nope, he has Legends. And Tony has a SDC seat, San Diego Customs.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
changed.
Those are nice seats.
Yeah, they are nice.
I don't like the step ups, but that SDC version's nice.
Yeah, he has an SDC seat.
There's a lot of really good brands out there. Like, I mean, I know we only touched on some of them, but there's tons of good stuff out there to check out.
Sorry, guys. I had a medication change today. So
You're good. Okay, Brittany, Reed, let's end it. Let's end it with a question from Votes.
First, I have to say, Dave just confirmed how old he's getting with that comment.
Medication change, yeah.
you can
Yeah.
have diabetes at any age.
I know, but you said medication and that you had to take a piss, so it's a perfect opportunity to say you're old.
There you go. Thank you.
So Volt's, we're going to end with Volt's question. He says, 5 sum of unsanitary motorcyclists. Flame paint jobs on your bike, yay or nay?
Flame? Mm-hmm. Depends on the
Flame.
bike.
Fire, flame.
Depends
What
on
was
the
the
bike.
first part of the question?
There was no first part. That
It
was
was-
the question.
Yeah.
He called us a 5 sum of unsanitary motorcyclists. Like the 5 dirty bikers.
Flames.
Flames, yay or nay? I say yay. I think flames are coming back.
Depends on the bike.
I like
I think it depends
Not
on the
on my
flames. I think it depends on the flames, but
Yeah, I think
say
think
yay.
it depends on the flames. But I
What do you think?
it
Should
can-
I fucking chrome flame the side of my tank?
chrome flame it.
Oh, I don't know about
Chrome
that.
flame it, Dustin.
Did you say chrome the side of your taint?
Yeah,
What did
he
you
did.
say? You putting
Yeah.
flames on your taint?
What a visual.
Hey, I get taint flames every time I eat Mexican.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That's true.
It's a
I've seen
horrible
that.
visual.
That's true.
You've seen it?
Yeah, he's
Why are you
spitting fire
following
out his
him
ass
to the
while he's running to the
bathroom?
men's room.
Burrito flamo los asshole.
He's got smoke coming out of that damn thing
Los
while he's running.
assholos.
Gross.
I think that's it.
So, you
Read
guys
us-
didn't, Dustin, Dave, I didn't think
If
you
I was
needed
building a chopper or had a Sportster, I'd probably put flames on. It's got to be tasteful flames, though. I'm not talking like a Dyna wide glide from 6 years ago. I'm not.
Flames are coming back, man. Flames are coming back. Mark my words. You're going to see
or
flame
platform
jobs.
shoes. I'm not wearing those either. So no, no flame.
I feel like Tony would
Dave says
definitely
no.
say no to flames. So
I think you would too.
flames
Tony's
are
a no
out, I
flame guy.
guess.
Yeah, he's
He
a no
will,
flame.
but he will wear platform shoes because then he'll be like 3'8".
And I understand. 'cause he also loves Top Gun, which is the where the flame out came from. But
Yeah.
that's how Goose died. Come on, guys.
Thanks everyone for joining us again on the Five Dirty Bikers podcast. Until next time, keep it dirty.